Genesis chapter 39. Joseph was a good man, right? Joseph was sold into Egypt. He was a slave. He was falsely accused. Um, but then he was sold into Egypt to Potiphar. Potiphar is an officer of Pharaoh, right? And through that whole time, the Most High was with him. Um, Potiphar saw that Joseph was a stand-up guy, good guy, so he gave him full authority over his house, right? Um, except for his wife. So here's the problem. Here's the problem where sisters and brothers, if you're married, you shouldn't be mingling with each other. You shouldn't be, hanging out with each other for too long. All right. So in Genesis chapter 39, verse 7, it says, "And it came to pass after those things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph." Now, she cast her eyes upon Joseph, man, because Joseph is ruler of this man's house, right? He can control everything except his wife. However, the wife seeing this new man, you know what I'm saying, that look good and all that, she starts to lust. She starts to catch eyes upon Joseph, like according to the scriptures. And she said, "Lie with me." And this woman had the audacity to say, to lay with her, man, to have sex with her, man, while she's married. This is the problem that I'm having with sisters, man, on the news, on social media, you know what I'm saying, getting caught cheating, you know what I'm saying? Someone got unalived not too long ago, you understand, for the same thing, right? Scripture reads, verse 8, "But he refused and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand." His master gave him everything that was in his house except for his wife, man. You understand? And Joseph is like, yo, what it look like? You know what I'm saying? What does this look like if I do this, right? Scripture reads, verse 9, "There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me, but thee is the woman." You understand? Because Joseph knew that Potiphar's wife was, off limits. And Joseph wasn't even going there. You know what I'm saying? He was a stand-up dude. That's why Potiphar let him into his house and let him have everything and do whatever he want in his house, except touch his wife. But Joseph was a stand-up dude, like I said. Right? So verse 9 says, "There is none greater in this house." He said, "There's none greater, man. Not even you, woman." You understand? Than him, right? It says, "Neither have he kept back anything from me, but thee," but the wife, "because thou art his wife." It says right here. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's telling this woman, "You are his wife. You are my master's wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" Because Joseph is a man of God. You understand? He knows the law, statutes, and commandments. He know that the Most High was with him. You know what I'm saying? When he was sold as a slave. You understand? And it gets even deeper. Verse 10, "And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day," she was persistent, man. She did not give up. She didn't quit. She wanted to have sex with Joseph, man, right? "And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not." Hearken means to listen. So it says hearken not. He didn't listen to her, to lie by her or to be with her. You understand? She was just a freak. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of sisters out here, this is the same spirit that you have when you do these things, when you marry. Scripture reads, okay, verse 10, "And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her or to be with her." Verse 11, "And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business." You know what I'm saying? Because he was a man that, when you put a man in charge of something, you know what I'm saying, that man is there for business and business only. That was Joseph. right? And there was none of the men of the house there within. Now, this particular day, there was no other men, in that house at that day, on that day, right? And she caught him by his garment. And she caught him, man. She caught him by his garment, right? Saying, lie with me. She's still telling him, to sleep with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. He literally, she grabbed his garment, and my man ran, and she held on to his garment. So now she's standing there holding his garment. Joseph was out. Right, verse 13. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, he dipped. He even cared that she had his garment. Right? It says that she called unto the men of her house and spake unto them, saying, now here's where you sisters lie. You understand? Here's where this woman lied. He hath brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. Now she's screaming rape. That's just like the spirit of Esau. You understand? That's just how our sisters are being taught today. You know what I'm saying? To do these innocent men dirty, man. All because they want to have fun. A bunch of Cindy Lauper's. Girls just want to have fun, right? Okay, let's go. 14. Then she called unto the men of the house. Now she want to call the men. She want to call the police. She want to call her brothers. She want to get everybody involved with something that she was trying to do wickedly, right? He have brought in an Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. Verse 15, and it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. You see how she's lying? You see how she's lying? She grabbed onto him and he dipped. But now she's saying that when she lifted up her voice and cried, that he left his garment and fled and got him out. So now he was attacking her and trying to have sex with her, right? Verse 16, and she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. Now Potiphar is his master. And she held on to Joseph's garment until Potiphar came home. And now she's telling Potiphar, she's telling her husband, now she want to be a wife. Okay, verse 17. And she spake unto him according to these words. And she's telling him everything that happened, saying, the Hebrew servant, which thou hast brought unto us, came in unto me to mock me. Verse 18. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. So now Joseph is accused of attacking this woman. She's screaming out loud, help me, all that garbage. And Joseph left, right? Okay. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, after this manner did thy servant to me, that this wrath was kindled. You understand? The husband, at this point, he had no choice but to believe his wife, because that's the first thing that we do. You know what I'm saying? We want to believe our wife, because we're assuming that you guys, they loyal. Scripture reads, and Joseph's master took him and put him into prison. And because of that, man, Joseph was put in prison, man, for no reason. For no reason.